Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on June the 16th, 2020. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. All right, as usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. So the big news today was the Fed announcement. In terms of the announcement, what Fed essentially, they announced two new programs, or they're not new, they were expected. They had talked about them before, or part of it before. So one was in regard to buying corporate bonds. So so far Fed has been buying just the securities in the open market, and now they are going to buy corporate bonds. So they're going to start lending money directly to the businesses. And they also announced something that was not on anybody's radars, was that they will also provide funding to nonprofits. So small to medium-sized nonprofits that were in good standing prior to COVID-19, they're going to provide funding directly to those as well. And that is great news now, because essentially everybody gets free money. So that's why we saw that the market went up quite a bit today. Now, another thing to keep in mind this week, it's an options expiry week. We have monthly options expiring this week. We have quarterly options expiring, as well as 6-month options expiring. And then we have Fed basically throughout the week making statements. So all in all, it can be a very volatile week. And then to top it off, we also have new resurgence in coronavirus cases. We have seen in terms of US, both Texas and Florida are actually being hit by coronavirus cases. So we're seeing a surge in coronavirus cases there. And then we also have higher number of coronavirus cases in terms of China as well. So China has shut down parts of Beijing. I'm trying to find the story that I was reading from Bloomberg here, but it doesn't look like we'll be able to find it. But anyway, so China has shut down parts of Beijing, certain markets in Beijing, and they're seeing the coronavirus cases go back up again. So we saw overall, we have seen an increase in the number of markets that they are shutting down. So initially, they just had shut down one market, but then on Sunday, it was 8, and today, this morning, it was 11. And I believe it is more than that now. So overall, basically, we are seeing an increase in that. So normally when we see an increase in a problem like this, COVID-19 cases here, generally you would actually see the stock market drop. But with Fed pumping so much free money into the market, it is actually going back up. So because of Fed today, we're back into the risk on mode. And as we have seen, markets have gone back up. So let's take a look at our we'll take a look at what else is coming up. We do have monetary policy statement coming up from Japan here. Not really expecting much in terms of changes. And then we will have basically they're going to keep their statement, or I'm expecting them to keep their statement the same. So their stance will be basically they're still going to support the markets. Now there may be an increase in the stimulus that they will be providing in terms of supporting the market, so that the asset purchase program is supposed to go up for Bank of Japan. Other than that, not really expecting change. And in terms of the US is working on another stimulus package as well. However, the new comments that came out of White House today, they said that they do not, there was this another $600 some that they were providing on to top of the unemployment benefits that people were receiving. White House is saying that they don't want people to receive more of that. They actually want to support people getting back to work. So they were talking about maybe creating a bonus for people who go back to work as opposed to paying them for sitting at home. So we'll see how all of that plays out. For now, though, we have things stand as it is in terms of supporting actual people, but Fed has been very, or Fed and the government as well has been very supportive of especially the large businesses. And now we are seeing more of this nonprofit type stuff crawl into as well. So we'll see how that plays out. Coming up on Tuesday here, we do have employment numbers out of UK. We are expecting more, compared to the last time, it's less, but there will be more people who will be filing for unemployment here. So that number is expected at 405,000, 100,000. And then the average earnings index, of course, it's supposed to drop because a lot of people have been sitting at home, and now companies have more opportunity to find people who are willing to work for less. So average earnings are not likely to go up. They're likely to drop. And then the unemployment rate, of course, is likely to go higher because people have been sitting at home. So with this one, keeping this in mind, we'll have to see how the market takes it. So right now we are in an interesting time, and we have, on one hand, we have virus cases that are going up, and on the other hand, we have a lot of optimism in the market because of the economy opening up. We have optimism because of the Fed spending unlimited amounts of money in the market. So basically they're flooding the money, they're flooding the market with money, and this is why we are seeing the stock market go up like crazy. Now the question is that going to continue, or are we going to see things change? On Friday or Thursday, Friday last week, it looked like things were about to change, but now Fed has come back and essentially lit things on fire once again. So we'll have to wait and see how things play out in this regard. But the Fed will be back again multiple times this week. So just expect volatility in the market essentially. And then also from a UK perspective, we do have Brexit negotiations going on right now. We heard from UK today saying that they are not going to apply for an extension to the Brexit, and they're going to continue Brexit talks into July. And Prime Minister Boris Johnson basically said that they're pushing towards reaching an agreement prior to Brexit. So all of that is positive news for British pound as well, and we have seen pound go up as a result. So we're basically back into risk on mode, as well as we are hearing positive comments like this, which is good for everything. And that this is why the safe havens have been dropping and the risk assets have been going up. And then we do have a Bank of Japan press conference, which will be earlier in the New York session here. Now we also have data in the London session, sorry. We also have data in the New York session here, retail sales numbers. Now they're supposed to increase considerably here because now the economy is basically reopening, and as a result of that, retail sales should go back up. And then, like I said, Fed Chair Powell is testifying again, and we'll see what Fed has to say. Today, they definitely started the risk on mode. So if they keep the pressure on in terms of supporting the markets and giving more free money, that will be positive for the stock market, and that can be negative for it will be negative for the safe havens. So keep that in mind, but I would be cautious here. I really feel that there are two different opposing forces that are playing in the markets right now. And unfortunate part of that is that this is where a lot of traders can lose money, because we don't know who will basically win between the virus cases going up and that creating uncertainty in the market, and free money pushing market higher. So we just need to be careful through this time, because this is the type of stuff that can cause people to lose their accounts. So just be careful with that. And then, of course, we have more FOMC members speaking, and then trade balance numbers out of Japan. They're supposed to get better. So if the number is close to this, it will be good for Japanese yen. Okay, and then, oh, I forgot to mention, there is also trouble between North Korea and South Korea. And South Korea is hinting at military action. If that happens, generally that is negative for the markets. But again, like I said, right now there's a lot going on in the market. So expect tons of volatility. Okay, so we'll start off by taking a look at our euro dollar. And in terms of euro, we see that it's been sort of been one-sided move all the way up here. Price had dropped on Thursday and Friday, and this inefficient move here got filled today. So we are back into this previous support resistance level. So if you take a look at the daily here, we'll notice it's a big move to the upside. So this is the range that price has been trading in, and now it's rejected the low, which means we are likely headed towards the high here. So bias is bullish here. Now, having said that though, I would be cautious, because things can change really rapidly in the markets right now, and this is where I would be careful about going too heavy into the market in any particular direction, because I think things can shift. Right now, Fed has given a lot of optimism to the market, but I think if the virus cases keep on increasing, then that can change things really rapidly. So that's why we just have to be careful. So this is why bias is bullish, but I would say caution. Price is into resistance right now. This is where we are, right into the resistance. If price is not able to break through, we could see another drop. So watch out for that. But for now, bias is bullish. Once price gets through this resistance of 1.1340, we're looking at 1.1420. So bias is bullish for now for euro dollar. Pound dollar here, this one has gone up as well. As we can see, price is back into this resistance level. And this entire move from Friday got undone today. So right now, bias is bullish. And next target here will be 1.2700. And then above that, we could see it go higher into 1.2760. But just be careful. This is our important support resistance level. This is where price has bounced off previously. So if it doesn't go through, then we could see a drop in this. So I would say bias is bullish, but with caution for pound dollar as well. Aussie dollar, same thing here. We have gone through our Friday highs. So this is looking solidly bullish, but price is into resistance. So looking at the daily here, this is where we are currently. And as we can see, price is into previous support resistance level. So I would say bias is bullish. We do have a solid bullish candle close here. But like I said, things are a little jittery right now. So if price is not able to hold above 0.6940, we could see things drop. So watch out for that. But bias is bullish. Next target is 0.70. And then above that, we're looking at 0.7060. So bullish bias here for Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar here, this one has also gone through our resistance level here on from Friday. So as we can see, we have a bullish engulfing candle close, but we are into resistance. So this is where price is currently. It's into support resistance level. So if it holds below 0.6500, then it's likely to drop. But so that's the caution. But overall, we do have a bullish pin bar, which means we're likely to see price go higher. First target is 0.6540, and then the second target is 0.6580. So bias here is bullish for New Zealand dollar. dollar CAD here, this one has dropped here. As we can see, price went into the resistance and then wasn't able to make its way through it. So bias is bearish here. We have a bearish pin bar, and now looking for price to drop further. So in this case, the first target here would be 1.3450, and then we have 1.3400. So bearish bias here for dollar CAD. All right, let's take a look at our commodities. Here we see that price is into resistance for silver. And in this case, we could see a drop. And if that happens, we are looking for a bearish move here to the downside. Gold here, gold is also into resistance. It's holding below the previous support resistance level. So bias is bullish with caution though. If it doesn't go through 1728, then it's likely to drop. I will watch out for that, but bias is neutral here for our gold. Oil here, oil has bounced off the lows here. Now we do have a bullish pin bar, but that doesn't mean as much because of the lack of information here. So let's skip that, but bias will be higher, and then 40.60 will be the target. Sorry about that. My dog never fails to bark. Okay, so let's get started here. We're back on track. Oil here, looking at the oil, this is looking bullish. We see that price went into the support here, and now we have a bullish pin bar. So bias is bullish, but as we can see here, it is into resistance. It's coming up into resistance. So if it doesn't go through 38, we could see it turn around. So watch out for that, but bias is bullish. Next target here is 40.60. So if it doesn't go through 38 though, we could see a drop, but once it goes through, I'm looking for price to go back towards the top of the range. So this is the range that it has established here. So bias is bullish for now, but with caution. Copper here, copper also looking bullish. Or at least I should say bullish to neutral here. We see that price did drop, and this was in the Asian session, and since then we have seen price go back up here, and there's a large pin in the bottom here. So now at this point we could see price go up higher. So neutral bias here, neutral to slightly bullish bias here for copper. But if price is not able to break through 2.56, then we could see it drop like that. So that's something to keep an eye on. But for now, bias is bullish. Once it gets through the resistance, we could see it go higher into all the way into 2.65. For now though, bias is bullish for copper. Bitcoin here, Bitcoin did drop initially, and then this one has moved back up as well. We have a large pin in the bottom, which means we are likely to see a move higher. So in this case, watch out for a bit of a pullback here into 1.9180, and then we're looking for a further move to the upside there. So bullish bias for Bitcoin. S&P 500. So as we can see, price is still looking bullish. So today has been a big risk on day again. The Fed is dropping the helicopter money, and everybody seems to like that. So that is here to stay right now. This week, like I said, there will be more testimony from Powell, and as we can see, basically expect volatility in the market today based on the testimony that Fed is providing. right now. So today they said they're going to start buying corporate bonds and nonprofits, which directly impacts the stock market. And stock markets are very happy right now about that announcement. So as we can see already, the market is looking up. So bias is bullish here. Next target is 31.30 here. And once price goes through that, we're looking at 1.3180. So bullish bias here for S&P 500. Nasdaq here, Nasdaq is looking bullish as well. We see that price has been going up. It's been essentially been one-way street, all the green candles with barely any selling going on here. So with the daily here, we see prices into resistance, but it is looking quite bullish right now. It did drop initially, and since the Fed announcement, this has been a complete turnaround, and now still looking bullish. I will look for this one to go higher still, and in this case, the first target is 99.50 and then 10,160. So bullish bias here for Nasdaq. Dow Jones here, again, looking very strong. As we can see, price is going right through or trying to go right through the resistance here. So this one is bullish as well. Next target here is 26,420. And then above that, we're looking at 27,000. So bullish bias right now for Dow Jones. DAX, of course, looking bullish as well. We did have a nice bullish close on the day. Next target here is 12,300. And then above that, we're looking at 12,500. So bullish bias here for DAX. And then we have FTSE here. FTSE is also looking bullish. We see that price was not able to hold through that support level, and hence we have a bullish candle close. Next target is 62.35, so bullish bias here as well. All right, coming up to Nikkei here. Nikkei is neutral to bullish here. We see a large pin in the bottom here, and that suggests that price is likely to go higher. So in this case, as we can see, this entire move that we saw on Friday has been filled now. This was an inefficient move. This has been filled. Now price is into resistance here, so just keep that in mind, 22,135. If price stays below that, then we are likely to see things drop. But until such time, this is still looking bullish here. And in terms of our target here, I'm looking at the high of Friday here, 22,500. So that will be our target. So bias is bullish here for Nikkei. All right, so that's all we have. Any questions before we wrap it up here?
No, all good, thank you.
All right, so we'll call it a wrap. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye.
Right on. Have a good evening. Thank you.
You too.